Jalan Duta Bus Terminal in the Federal Capital.
Angka 6,000 ini perlulah dikurangkan kepada tahap yang jauh lebih rendah. Kalau kita darab 6,000 dengan angka 10, iaitu dalam tempoh masa 10 tahun, bilangan yang terkorban akan melebihi 60,000.
On mud rampids or illegal motorcycle races, Najib said laws to facilitate stiffer penalties on them are being studied by the Transport Ministry. He said that among the actions being considered were seizing their machines and suspending their licenses, while the race organisers would face a heavy fine.
Agriculture and Agri-Based Industry Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin wants landowners to lease out their land to be used as farmers' market sites.
Muhyiddin said landowners could rent out their land through the Federal Agricultural Marketing Authority or FAMA. He said by doing so, the farmers' markets can be held every day and not once a week as practiced now.
Kita akan sewa kepada mereka ataupun dipajak kepada mereka, dan kita akan memplawa mungkin pihak yang berminat untuk membangunkan asal dan kekal. Dan kita adakan skim supaya penyewanya tidak dikenakan bayaran yang terlalu tinggi.
Muhyiddin, who was speaking to reporters after officiating the Adil Fitri Farmers Market in Shah Alam, said currently there were 249 farmers markets nationwide.
The Malaysian Public Works Institute will closely monitor remedial work to reinforce the collapsed hillside at Section 10 in Wang Semaju.
Federal Territories Minister Datuk Zulhasnan Rafiq said landslide victims who were relocated to temporary homes at City Hall's people housing projects in Sri Semarak Setapak are happy with their accommodation. He said electricity and water bills would be borne by the Federal Territories Ministry and City Hall, and victims would be given a reprieve from having to pay rent for 3 months. The minister earlier presented 41,000 ringgit in cash to fire victims and the poor in Wang Semaju for the Hari Raya and Deepavali festivals.
The Malaysian International Surveillance Team in Mindanao have been ordered not to go out to public places in light of the recent series of explosions on the island.
Astro News recently accompanied the Malaysian Armed Forces troop to Mindanao to distribute Hari Raya goodies to the Malaysian peacekeepers. However, in view of the security concerns, they were told to leave immediately after the goodies were delivered.
I just give them the advice to be careful, not to move unnecessarily, and move in a group, and that I have given an orders, so they have to be very careful wherever they go, taking all the necessary precautions.
A total of 56 peacekeepers, including 41 Malaysians, 10 Bruneians and 5 Libyans, received their goodies for the coming Hari Raya.
Apart from saving the environment, the noble act of recycling can be a big business too.
Texcycle Technology Berhad is one of the pioneers in the recycling and recovery of scheduled wastes in Malaysia. Practicing the 4R principle of reduce, reuse, recover and recycle, Texcycle specializes in the disposal of industrial materials. The company is also working on converting the wastes into usable products as well as improve water quality. 40 members of the Pudu Rotary Club visited Texcycle recently. They were taken on a 2-hour tour of the plant and were briefed by Texcycle Managing Director S. Perry.
It was a double blow for Mas Awang. After losing her mother and mother-in-law last month, she was dealt another shock last night when her house in Kampung Pusu 3 Bukit Payung was destroyed in a fire. All preparations for her Idul Fitri celebrations were burnt to ashes in the 9 p.m. blaze last night. Mas Awang, 42, when met at her father-in-law's house, could not hold her tears, especially when thinking about her Hari Raya preparations and her direct selling stocks with over 100,000 ringgit gone up in smoke. She said at the time of the fire, her husband and 4 of her 5 children were at the village mosque for the Isha and Tarawih prayers. Multi-instrumentalist and composer Prem Joshua, a pioneer in the field of world music, mesmerized the Malaysian crowd with his blend of Eastern and Western music at a concert recently. Our reporter Lucinda Joseph went backstage to have a one-on-one exclusive interview with the #1 best-selling artist in India, also known as Guru of Fusion.